Quick update on the Mini Excavator. It's time to pull off all the bubble wrap on there and lower the boom. Straps are still on here, but I need to extend the boom out to be able to compress the hydraulic rams as far as possible so that all the fluid goes back in the tank. So I figured I'd do a quick video before I let the boom down. Some of the mods I've done to it so far, I did the oil hose down there off the bottom. I've already changed the oil in the engine. Got some AMSOIL 0W40 that my buddy that runs the bike shop has. So I picked up a quart of that. I'll probably use that in my other one too. Beyond that, what I've done is I've got the hydraulic oil cooler that I'm installing, and have done some of the wiring in here. And to back that up, I'm also doing the fan mounted to the side of the panel here, which I'll show in a second. But anyways, I've decided to put the switches in, you can see here, for the fan and then the fan and the hydraulic cooler separately so they don't run all the time. I guess it's easy to overload the charging system in this with fans running to where it won't even charge the battery when it's idling, which is not unexpected. So I just went ahead and put switches in instead of having them running all the time. So what I did with this switch bracket here is that the throttle here is bolted down into the side, and it's got a pivot point bolt right out here to the side. And I basically took the bolts off the backside, drilled a hole in this bracket here to where this fits over the bolt, the swivel bolt here, and put in some longer bolts and stacked on some additional lock bolts and nuts on top of that, so that it's mounted firmly there. It sits up high enough to where I've got the switches, they don't hit the watt-hour meter or anything. And then there are the single pole, single throw switches with wires out the back instead of contact terminals. And those wires run down here. So here's one of them right here, the other side. I pulled the power off. The harness here had this group of wires just hanging in here. Come to find out, this black one essentially runs down into the back where the 12 volts off the battery switch, the battery switch on top of the cabinet here, comes down and runs directly over here. So I've got, I'm just using another bullet connector to push into here. It's wire nutted up here to both of the switches, so they'll feed 12 volts to each fan directly, and I'll just utilize it that way. Here's my hole that I drilled for the hydraulic cooler, and it's ready to mount in there. What I figured I'll probably do is go ahead and mount the cooler, because I've got to disconnect the hoses and reattach a new hose in line with that, is to go ahead and bolt the cooler while the panel is off and attach the hoses so I can tighten everything down snugly. Unbolt the cooler and then just slide the panel back in here, and bolt the panel back on. But I've also just got done rebuilding the seat on this thing. Rebuilding, I guess, in a word, that they come with these, obviously everybody knows they come with a plastic on them. So instead of just ripping the plastic off of it, I actually took the cushion out of it, and it's a good thing to do too, because they don't paint the inside of the seat pans at all, so they're just plain metal in there, and these had a little bit of water had run down there wherever these were exposed at some time, and there was some surface rust. It was particularly bad, obviously, on the seat pan down here. So I scraped that all off, cleaned it up, spray painted the inside of the seat pan black, obviously, and reassembled the seat. So these things are ready to go. I'd like to find some sort of seat cover to throw over the top to protect them even further. But the seat's ready to assemble, so get that back on there. And then this is how I've done the fan. And it's a 6-inch fan. I think it was an 80-watt one off of Amazon. I don't have an Amazon account. Somebody else just ordered them. I did a pair of these, and then the pair of the hoses for the 2 mini excavators here. But you can see they're just zip tied, heavy duty zip ties on there. We'll see how long that lasts. It should be okay. It's on there pretty good. I'm not worried about it. I guess if all else fails, I could run some safety wire through there and strap it down pretty good. And then it'll be on to this next one. This is the QH12R. My other one over here is the H12R. Who can tell exactly what differences there are other than the styling? Good question. But the R obviously stands for the Rado engine that comes in these things. It's not the Briggs & Stratton. It's the Chinese version of that. But as far as I know, they're all knockoffs of the Honda GX style engine. And I would imagine that the Briggs & Stratton versions probably come off the same line, just are probably built to better specs or something. Who knows? But there it is. It's time, like I said, to pull off the bubble wrap on there, extend the boom out here, and cut the straps. I'm kind of paranoid at the minute that if I cut the straps without the engine started, that all the fluid might have leaked back into the tank. And as soon as I cut those straps, boom's going to fall down on the concrete and break something. So I'm going to start it up and see if the boom's all the way extended so I can relieve the pressure on the straps and cut them, and then just lower the boom. That's it. Just want to let you know where I was with everything on this thing, and we'll talk to you again when I get further along. Bye.